Partner cheated with my best friend, how to rebuild trust? It was raining the morning I found out. Not the gentle kind of rain, but the heavy, suffocating kind that pins you to the couch with a blanket and a second cup of coffee. My husband Ben had left for a work trip 2 days earlier, a sudden weekend conference he'd sprung on me over dinner. It'll be good for my promotion, he'd said, avoiding my eyes as he stacked his plate in the dishwasher. The house felt emptier than usual. Maybe it was the way our golden retriever Milo kept pacing by the front door, whining like he knew something I didn't. Or maybe it was the text from my best friend, Jess, that sat unanswered on my phone. Hey, wanna grab lunch? I miss you. We hadn't hung out in weeks. She'd been busy with work, same as Ben. Funny how their excuses mirrored each other. I remember staring at her message, my thumb hovering over the keyboard. Jess and I had been inseparable since college. She'd held my hair back after too many tequila shots at my bachelorette party, cried at my wedding, and brought me soup for a week when I had COVID. But lately, things felt off. The last time we'd met for drinks, she'd barely touched her wine and kept glancing at her phone. When I joked about her being distracted, she'd laughed too loudly and said, just stressed about deadlines. That's when I noticed it. A faint trace of Ben's sandalwood cologne on her scarf. The red flags piled up like unread emails. Ben started working late, again. He'd shower as soon as he got home, scrubbing his skin raw. When I kissed him, he'd pull away, muttering about being exhausted. I told myself it was the stress of his new project, told myself I was paranoid. But then there was the night I found him in the backyard at 2 a.m., hunched over his phone. The screen's blue light etched shadows under his eyes. Who are you texting? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. No one, he said, shoving the phone into his pocket. A guy from work. I almost believed him, until I walked into our bedroom later and caught the sharp, citrusy scent of Jess's perfume lingering on his shirt. The work trip broke me. Ben's suitcase was still by the door when his phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. A notification lit up the screen. One new message from Jess. Miss you already. My hands shook as I tapped in his password, our anniversary, which he'd never bothered to change. The messages spilled out like poison. Jess, last night was, wow. Ben, I know. I can't stop thinking about you. Jess, we need to tell her. Ben, not yet. She doesn't deserve this. I read every word. The hotel receipts, the selfies they'd taken in our bed, while I was visiting my sister last month, the plans to meet at the cabin we'd rented for our anniversary next year. I didn't scream, didn't cry, just sat on the floor clutching Milo's fur until he whined. When Ben came home that night, I didn't let him pass the doorway. How long? I asked. He crumpled, confessed through sobs. 6 months. 6 months of lies, of borrowed cologne and phantom deadlines, of Jess, my Jess, holding his hand under restaurant tables while I laughed obliviously across from them. I'll fix this, he begged. I'll do anything. The fallout was quiet, like a bomb that detonates underwater. Jess called twice. I sent her to voicemail. My friends took sides. Some rallied around me. Others tiptoed away, afraid my grief might be contagious. Ben moved to a friend's couch, texting daily about therapy and couples retreats. I want to earn your trust back, he wrote. But how? Trust isn't a vase you glue together. It's smoke. Once it's gone, you're just chasing the ghost of what you thought you had. I started sleeping with his pillow. Not because I missed him, but because it still smelled like the man I'd married. The one who'd handwritten love notes and kissed my forehead before dawn. Now that man feels like a character from a book I read years ago. Last night, I almost texted him. Almost asked, do you still love her? Instead, I poured a glass of wine, stared at the moon, and wondered if forgiveness is a gift or a trap. The worst part? I still don't know who I'm angrier at. Him, her, or myself for not seeing it sooner. TLDR, husband cheated with my best friend for 6 months. He wants to reconcile, but I'm torn between hope and the fear that trust can't be rebuilt.